Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, ModzvilleUSA here, back with another video. Today we're taking a look at the OXFP9000, or the original Xbox front panel 9000. PCB created by MI213 and coded by Mancloud. This is a replacement ring of light front panel for the original Xbox with some nice, clean, smart LEDs that we're able to set to the colors we want using this nice little button in the back here. We're able to set the colors we want for the three colors of the original Xbox Ring of Light. That's green, orange, and red. So we can tweak each one of these and save it to this onboard at tiny chip. So I'm just going to be going over how to install it and showing off the features. So let's get into it. So I've got a small batch of these made, ready to go on the shop, link down below, ModzvilleUSA.com. So link below to these bad boys if you want to grab one. Did a small run of like 40 of these, so if you guys like them, if you guys are interested, I'll get more made. $14.99, not too bad. Yeah, link below if you want to grab one, and we're just going to install one right now. So it comes something like this. So you need to get your front panel off, and you need to get your original Ring of Light board. We're going to be using the original cable here. Now outside of the original cable, there is one more pad we are going to want to solder up here. So as you can see, these are all through hole except for the top one. That top one is 5 volts. So we're going to solder a wire manually, and this is going to go to a 5-volt source on the original Xbox. I tend to just probe around with the multimeter, grab a leg from a voltage regulator. But I'll go ahead and get diagrams for the various revisions where to pull it. You can also pull it from the LPC, the pin header port, or the back of your mod chip if it's a through-hole style mod chip. I'll throw that diagram up, but just keep in mind that doing that on a 1.6 is no bueno, because if it's plugged in, 5 volts is being fed all of the time. So even if your console's off, the Ring of Light is going to be on, which is no good. So don't do that on a 1.6. For that reason, we're just going to focus on the voltage regulators as a 5-volt source. So alright, so we're going to tin this bad boy up right here. I'm going to attach the wire just like this. I'm using some 28 AWG silicone wire. Very nice. What we're going to want to do is get this original connector. Now you can use your desoldering gun if you've got one. I'm gonna go ahead and do it with wick. For wick, Goot Wick is what's up. Got it in my link of tools I use down below. Highly recommend. And yeah, generally when desoldering on these like ring of light boards, I think wick is the move, especially if you're gonna keep using it. Like if you're doing like LED mods on the original board, these pads are so brittle. So the desoldering gun, it just wrecks these vias. It's crazy how brittle these are. If you've worked on one of these, you know what I'm talking about. And if you haven't, you're gonna be surprised. Now, since we're just getting this connector off, we personally, I mean me personally, probably you, if you're doing this mod, probably don't give much of a shit if you rip these vias, just because we're just pulling this connector off. And we're using a brand new ring of light anyway, which is much more durable, on top of having some neat features. So let us just go over it. I'm just going to go over you know, both sides here of each pin. We're just letting the wick absorb majority of the solder here. Doesn't need to be perfect. But we want to get it pretty good. So that's pretty good. Now we should be able to pull, this should come right up. Just gonna wiggle it off here. Let's double check. Now each of these pins should be moving freely. And they are. If you've got a pin that isn't wiggling, you're gonna wanna go over it, loosen it up. Alright, and that's all we need from the original ring of light board. And this goes in just like this. Now if you're doing like an LCD mod, this section, especially if you're using the Spider Par board, this section you might want to install the cable like this. Just flip it like so. That saves a lot of room on the front. Now this one we're just doing a standard, no LCD install, so I want to do it like this. But if you are getting one of the LCD bezels from my shop and you're using it with a Spider Par board, flipping it around will give you a bit more wiggle room in that area. So just a little bit of food for thought there. Okay, I've got it through the holes here, but it's sticking up a little bit. So what I'm going to do is press it flat against the desk here. Just gonna pressure it in a bit. Let's get it nice and jammed up in there. It's looking pretty good. So I'm just gonna flux these up. And tin them. Okay, sick. Now there's just a tiny bit more soldering to do here. You've got these jumpers. Boom. So we've got data series, data parallel. We're going to bridge it for data series. Very nice. Okay. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I've torn apart my main Xbox here. I'm going to be popping this in here. A little dirty, a little dusty, I know. It gets used. So, the front panel, getting this off. A little spooky. Now, if anybody knows a better way, feel free to let me know. I always take a flathead and we just kind of wedge it over in this corner here. But what you want to do is pop these tabs. A little tough to see, but we got one tab keeping the faceplate on here, one in the middle, one on the other side. So the main thing you want to pop is this one over on this side and wedge it up. And as you get it unlatched in this corner over here, then it just kind of all falls into place. Obviously unplug the ramp light first. But yeah, a little tough to get this on camera. I'm going to pull this off camera. But that's the idea. We're going to pry this up carefully off screen and then release the tabs one at a time to get it off. Okay, well, with this bad boy out, push this tab down, and I'm pushing the power button. Kind of get this out of here. Bing. And now we swap in the new board here. Let's test the buttons. Very nice. Buttons feel even better than stock. Uh-oh, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. I'll need to swap these capacitors while I'm in here. This one's blowing on me. Well, that's neither here nor there. What you want to do while in here is the cable feeds through where it was fed through before, and I also like to feed the power cable that we added, the 5-volt line, through the same hole. Boom. So we're going to put it back together and we'll wire this up to 5 volts and we're golden. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so this is a 1.0. The points might be different on the different Xboxes. I use my multimeter to test for a 5-volt point, and quickly found two. One right here. This top pad of, what is that? C304. This big chunky pad right here. So I can use that, or I can use, see this big voltage regulator. A lot of wires, a lot of stuff going on in this console. But this bottom line right here is also 5 volts. So I'm going to use the simpler one here. And when I have, I'll have diagrams I'll test around in each of my Xbox revisions for 5 volts. So I'll have that on the page for this. So I'll have that all linked below. All right. Gone ahead, wired 5 volts right here positive line of this capacitor, and we're golden. So let me show you that button here. So the back of the faceplate. This is the button that we push to tweak our settings. Now if you wanted it to be accessible from, like, wire up a push button or something, have that outside of the console, these two vias here on the back of this on the back of the ring and light board, these are for a push button, so you can wire these up to a switch and mount that on the outside of your console if you want to access this regularly. But I think generally this is something you're just going to set and forget. So I'm going to go ahead and reassemble my Xbox a little bit, and I want to show you how the software on this works. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is hooked up, plugged in, powered on, and it doesn't look as well on film as it does in person. I'm trying to film an LED, but it is much more full with these smart LEDs. Like the light itself, the ring is more vibrant. Now, this button in the back, this is how we set the colors we want. So I'm just gonna reach over, push the button and hold it. So holding the button, so the initial light we get, that is green. So we're going to push the button to cycle through what we want our green to be. I want mine to be blue, so I'm going to hold the button again. Now we get red, so we're going to push the button, cycle through what we want it to be. I want mine to be purple, so we're going to hold it again. Now we get orange, so what do we want our orange to be? I want mine to be, I'm gonna do this teal color here. I'll hold it. Now we get white. This is brightness. So we've got 3 levels of brightness. I'm gonna do the medium bright. I'm gonna hold it, and that's it. Now we're back, back to the colors that they should be showing. So purple and blue. That is green and red because we don't have a hard drive and we're getting an error code. It's that simple. That's really all there is to it. So if you've got a wonky ring of light board, or you just want one that looks a bit nicer, cleaner colors, it's a damn good choice. So very cool. Well, alright, ladies and gentlemen, that is the install and little showcase for usage of the OXFP9000. Now again, big ups, big shout out to Mancloud and MI213. MI213 did the PCB design for this. Mancloud coded the software for this @tiny chip. And I think this is a very cool project. It is open source. I don't believe it's been posted yet, but I'm going to leave links to both Mancloud and MI213, their Twitters. Make sure you go follow those guys. They make really, really cool stuff. Constantly making cool stuff. So check those dudes out. Link down below. If you want to pick one of these up, I have them on the mod shop. Link below. Small run, so get them while you can. That's about it. Thank you guys for watching. I really love this project, and if you want to customize the LEDs of your ring of light board, I think something like this is the way to do it. These are much cleaner than if you're just putting in replacement LEDs. You can tweak the colors to the color that you want. Set it and forget it, and then if you want to change it down the line, you just gotta go in there and touch a button. Set it to the new colors that you want. Love it. Love this thing. That's it. Thanks for watching. Modzville signing out.
ModzvilleUSA. Don't let us back, let's say what to do. ModzvilleUSA.